Good afternoon and welcome back to the West Ham Network. I am Anton and I hope you've enjoyed today's shows. We are going to be giving you so much content today. You've had DJ Russie B earlier on this afternoon for his lunchtime live. Really cool, insightful show where he discusses all the targets that we had last summer and where they are now, and that makes interesting reading because there are several players that we thought would have came in and hit the ground running that obviously did not hit the ground running. So go and check out his lunchtime live show. Of course, I'm bringing you the press conference for the West Ham Norwich City game, the rearranged game, which is taking place tomorrow evening at the London Stadium. I think about 6 o'clock, you'll be getting the West Ham Weekly from Stell. He's giving it to you borderline 24 hours later than normal. He had a big issue with his laptop last night. He had the show set up. His laptop died. Then he had to get it all reset, and it's all started up and running, which is really good. So join him for about 6 o'clock. He'll probably be on for 3 solid hours, no doubt, because that's what he does. And then join me and Matt for our Norwich City preview tonight at 9 p.m, our match day build-up show. So we are here, obviously, to talk about the press conference. So we'll get, I'll come into the chat, see who's kicking about, and then we'll go from there. Harley, the salami, oi oi Savoy, I love it, mate. I love it. Hope you're well. Good to see you, mate. Alex Chapman, what? What are you talking about? He's not going to Spurs, mate. Where are you seeing that? Alex, where are you seeing that? Tell me. Because I'm not seeing that anywhere. And you're making me panic. People always do this, don't they, when they come on the show? They always just want to make me utterly panic, but I just can't see it happening. This club has zero ambition. We'll wait and see afternoon, Mick. I mean, the thing, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, I suppose. Mick Anderson, he won't go to Squirts. Toby Sampson's in the house. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Grant Croxford, afternoon, Anton. Good man. For anyone that's actually asking me as well, sorry, I'm seeing all the chat. Is there links? Is there genuine links? I mean, I don't know what I've been doing. Oh, I've been working. That's why I've maybe not seen it. So I'm just trying to see if there is anything there at all. But yeah, anyway, we'll wait. Afternoon, Anton. Hope you're well. Grant, Gaza, I'm good. Thank you, mate. You? We have zero ambition. Absolutely none. Oz, afternoon, Anton. These Spurs Lingard links must feel like a girlfriend cheating. Oh, don't be saying that. Where is this? What is this? What is going on? Is it true? Is it true? Are they? I mean, no doubt it probably is because they always try and go after the players that we are interested in. But, if you're going to come to London, why don't you go for the team that are progressing rather than regressing? That's what I would do. Matt Flack is in the house. He'll be joining us later on for the preview, so make sure you do join us. Black Country Hammer. So let's just ignore that. Let's not look at that. No, I'm not getting into that. He won't join them, either stays or joins us. I agree with you, mate. Everyone's talking to each other, which is lovely. Hi, everyone. When do we play Norwich? Tomorrow evening. So, yeah, we will be. Toby is in there. You did see it. That's cool. Apparently, the story broke earlier that Spurs are in for Lingard, but it won't happen. I doubt it. I can't see it happening at all. Tottenham make contact to sign player. West Ham planning £10 million bids. Oh, Matt, don't be putting these links in. Don't be putting these links in. Teletext, does that exist still, Gaza? Love it. BBC Sport, I saw it. I mean, this show's going to take over about the Lingard. Tottenham offer for Lingard seems legit, but will he want to? Will he want to? They're in the... Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Spurs not lucky for Lingard. Hi, bunch of Black Country Hammer, BBC Sport. Mandy G saying if the price is low, then many teams could create bidding war for Lingard. Shame he is now cup tied. Trev Troop said, yes, Anton, some press outlets are saying Spurs have gone in for Lingard. Could just be a story, no substance. Who knows? Probably just doing it to piss us off. I wouldn't even be surprised with that, to be honest, Trev, 100%. Alex Chapman, if you think the board will pay $10 million for someone out of contract at the end of the season, you're mistaken. Whereas GSB out crew? Well, yes, we'll win, and that's why Simon Jordan had it right. Oz, I reckon Lingard brothers spreading lies to get us to rush a bid. To be honest, I mean, you've got a mixture here of pure nutter transfer gossip. But if you're looking at a player who's got a point to prove, then I don't think West Ham and Tottenham are probably going to be the only teams that are interested in Lingard. I actually think that a lot of teams would be interested in Lingard, and it's just a case of what he wants to do. I said it before in a previous show. I think it's now down to what Lingard wants to do. How does he feel about leaving Manchester United and his next destination, which he loves West Ham. He believes in West Ham. It's just whether or not he wants to leave Manchester United. But we will see. Harley is saying Coventry should rather stay rather than go out on loan again. Yeah, there's probably agree with that sentiment as well. Right, let me jump into the press conference. But before I do, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. Click the link below. If you are interested in becoming a channel member, you can look at the link in the on the YouTube option. It says join. You can look at all the membership programs. You have to click the bell notification as well when you do subscribe. That will keep you up to date when shows do come live and when they will be on. So make sure you do check that out as well. But anyway, let's get on to the press conference because Mr. David Moyes has been a busy man again today. So let's get straight into it. He went on to talk about team news. He said, that's a difficult question to answer. Like all clubs, injuries and COVID are all round every club and our club as well. It's a difficult time of year and a busy programme as well. Kurt Zouma is doing well. I couldn't give you an idea of exactly when he'll be back. We're just trying to get him correct and in the right condition as well. Hopefully he's not too far away. We could probably do with some more cover because of Angelo Ogbonna's season-long injury. And if I can get Kurt back, that eases the pressure. But we're always looking to strengthen and find players who can help us. The sooner we can get Kurt back, the better. Now, he is reiterating there that he is going to be looking into the transfer market. Now, this is the key thing. Depending on the outlet that you believe, Zouma is back. He's back in training. We know that. But he hasn't had game time for, what is it? Is it 6, 7, is it 8 weeks now or something like that? He's not had any game time. Moyes ain't going to rush the player back, especially with the fixture lists that we do have. Now, if we can go and get a result tomorrow, there is, in my opinion, no need to rush Zouma back for the weekend against Leeds. So if we can then go and get a result against Leeds, then there is no need to rush Zouma back. So take his time, take it. Let's make sure that Kurt Zouma is back to full fitness, because what a bloody massive boost that would be to get him back into the West Ham squad. But it is kind of promising to think that he is looking at the market. He is saying he's looking at the market. He does go on to talk about the transfer window, and he says here, we'd like to add to our squad if we can, and if we can find players who we think are suitable, we could do with some backup if we can get it. There's never any guarantee in January the right players are gettable, but we're certainly looking around. Now, depends on what you want to take from this. Now, for me, I take from this, I mean, I've done a video on Lucas Digne from Everton the other day, and I said that if West Ham are linked to him, and it looks like he's going to go to Aston Villa, but if he was going to come to West Ham, what would he bring and what would he cost and all that sort of stuff. But listen, are you telling me as fans that you want us to spend over the odds on Lucas Digne? Because I don't think I do. Moyes has transferred my opinion on these sort of things, and if we've to believe or remotely believe what he's trying to do at West Ham, then we have to listen to what Moyes' decisions are. So Digne is going to be getting paid upwards of 100 grand a week at Aston Villa, possibly more than that. There's going to be a fee of upwards nearly 25 to 30 million pounds. Now, I think he's a quality player, and he is a player of an area that we're looking at. That's a lot of money for that position, and I just don't see David Moyes doing it. So he said, and he has stated at every single occasion, he's not just going to rush into things, and especially in January when things are going to change, everything's going to be inflated. He has not a single bit of interest in changing that policy, and he's not going to do it just for the sake of the fact that we think we're going to sign players. So I'm going to jump into the chat here and see what everyone is saying now. I agree, Alex. The board aren't stupid enough to splash out in J Lings when it's bad value. All talking to each other. Mark Alexander, Lingard to Tottenham, Ali to us. Listen, I don't think Tottenham and West Ham want to do business with each other. And people could hate Dele Alli all you want, but you can't deny he's got a talent. You can't deny he's got a talent. And when you find a player who's got a talent and put him under the right manager, you never know. It could be a match made in heaven or it could be a match made in hell. It's just one of those things, isn't it? Some of these owners sell up to someone with ambition. Moyes interview pretty much said no one is coming in. Well, I don't know, mate. I don't know. A lot of this does fall on David Moyes, whether he wants to. I mean, at the end of the day, David Moyes, I mean, look where West Ham are, Alex. And I get it's about the ambition. I get it's about moving on and progressing forward. But we are progressing. We are still progressing. And look at where we are compared to where we were. And I don't think that throwing money at everyone and anyone, and I'm not saying you're saying that, could be the right answer, to be honest. No, don't want that has been. Lingard said he will join Spurs just to annoy Anton. It would be. DJ Rossi B is in the house. Is a potential summer move, apparently. I just can't see it, mate. I really can't see it. Chiellini, that good. He must have only caught 6 pence at this point. I don't want to see the links. We've been on the cusp of the top 4 3 times now, and the board haven't invested to put us over the line. They won't do it this time either. Alex Chapman, the thing is, the key thing I'm really interested to see is, I mean, we don't see the negotiations between the club and the owners and the manager and the owners, but the manager does come out week in and week out on these press conferences and say it's not easy. Let me just bring that one back up again. There's never any guarantee in January the right players are gettable, but we're certainly looking around. He's kind of given us the heads up there that, listen, I'm not just going to go and sign people for the sake of it. And I don't blame him, to be honest. Digne is top, but would you be willing to pay the money that he's looking for as well? Oh, there we go. The first one in, James Harley. Digne is a risk personality-wise. Don't think he'd fit our culture. We need 3 in to push on this season. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Absolutely. I think Moyes has a cut-off point and doesn't budge once wages go beyond it. A frugal man he is. Yes, we're looking at the market. Market. Afternoon, everyone. Acid Joke, good to see you. Matt is saying, according to ITKs, Digne is looking upwards of 150k a week. Do you want to sign him on that basis? If it's anything even 120, I just don't see it. It'd be the highest earner at the club. Oh God, so much here. Mick, we might get Lingard after we have played Man United, maybe. You never know. You never know. I'm still pretty confident I'm going to stay in it, but I'm going to stay pretty confident. Now, Ben Rama, come on, 7 minutes to go. What's that? Is he playing just now? I didn't even know that if he is. James, Toby, James, some people are happier when they're unhappy. It's true. Am I the only one who thinks the board do spend, especially the last few years? No, I don't think you are, mate. Don't put this on Moyes. The board have underinvested in us for years. I'm not. I'm saying that. I'm actually saying that. To be honest, you can put it on Moyes and you can put it on the board. I agree. The sentiment is, and I think there's a lot of people out there that agree, there's been many windows under previous managers that we've missed the boat, especially when they spoke out and said that they would. But the question I ask you, Alex, then is, do you have faith in what David Moyes is doing? Do you think that Moyes is going to the board and saying, I want this player, and they're turning around and saying, well, we can't afford him, so you're not going to get him? Is that what you actually are saying? I'd just be intrigued to see what you said. What you think. Hello, imagine Botman and Zouma together next season. Yeah, well, it looks like Newcastle are going to spend over the odds to get him in. Noah's, the Mourners will always get the minority at the moment. Marseille needs to sell West Ham and Newcastle in the race for Caleta-Car, according to the press. I mean, let's add that onto the next list of players. As you know, Rust was talking about the transfer rumours. Stell, of course, will go on about the transfer rumours. It's ridiculous the amount of players we are linked to, and nobody actually does know. I can see Moyes looking at around the 23s first before spending big money, unless he's 100% sure he likes a bargain, but sometimes you've got to go big, and that's why I wouldn't rule out players like Tarkowski. We have shown a keen interest in him, and he could be available for a cut price deal as well. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Digne, yes, but too expensive. Hickey, no thanks. Kelly is the one. Under 23s were absolutely class versus Leeds under 23. Yes, they were. They really do look, and we do look like we've got players there that are very capable of stepping up to the mark. Andrew Fielding, the Mosiah probably knew Vlasic would come good, so not bothered so much about Lingard. Kovac, 100%. Caleta-Car's class and not crazy money. Benny, big miss there. He's obviously playing. I haven't seen it. I have faith in Moyes, but we know he is slow to change things, and that can cost us. Can't see Bournemouth selling Kelly. Get Payet back. So many comments, and I couldn't even get through the press conference. Benny's playing. He just came on from Tanya. We should put a cheeky bid in for Tierney, see if he wants to make the step up from Arsenal. Love it. Love it. Yes, I do think that the Origi comments come from that. Right, let me move on to the next part of the press conference where he goes on to talk about the scheduling. He says, we're focused on the game now. We're moving on. We've just come out of a really busy schedule. We've had no games off, but for some reason, we're pushed into the first rearranged game we have in the calendar, which is strange. We've got it and we'll get on with it. And he's just kind of going on about how the fixture congestions are there. He goes on to talk about postponements. He says, we have to play when we're told to play. We're focused on the games. It's been difficult for the decision makers to fit games in, but they have to try and do the job they have to do. And you know what? Fair play to David Moyes. He's come onto these press conferences and he's he's well within his rights to moan, just like many other managers, and we know plenty of other managers out there moan, but he is not doing it. He's just getting on with business. And at the end of the day, over the last 2 games that we've played, we've got 6 points from the last 2 games, and that's exactly what you want from this team, is to bounce back like we've done after a little bit of a blip. And I think it's better, and it's showing that I think the teams that have continued with their season rather than the postponements have actually come out of the situation reasonably better than what people first anticipated. So I'm positive about this, and let's hope that we all are positive about that. Then he goes on and talks about, where are we here? Norwich City. Let's talk about Norwich City. The thing about Norwich is they've got a really good manager in Dean Smith, and I'll take a little bit of time to get things sorted. They're in a fight to stay up, but I think there's a chance for the bottom 5 teams. There's a fight on. Norwich will see every game as an opportunity, but I see it at West Ham as a chance to challenge the teams at the top and keep trying to win. Now, there's no ifs or buts about it. On paper, you should be challenging these teams. And we as fans think we should be pushing them aside. It never works like that every single time, sometimes. But this is a new West Ham. This is a new West Ham. And the old West Ham may have hopefully or previously gone into games like this with a form of fear, and we maybe, as fans, looking at it as a form of fear. I'm confident, but I'm not overconfident. Respect the opposition. They are going to be fighting for their lives. And yeah, we just have to make sure that we go and get the job done. We're at home in front of the home fans. Go and get this job done, lads, and then progress and get those 3 points on the belt. He goes on and talks about Dean Smith. He said, if you look back at what Dean did at Walsall, Brentford and Aston Villa, you'd have thought he'd been given a little bit more time. I think Dean, given that opportunity to manage them through, got them promoted and stayed in the Premier League. That takes a little bit of time, and you have to think about that. I'm pleased for Dean because I think he's a good club to give managers a chance. It's not always about the next win, and I hope it gives Dean a chance to go up. So, Norwich City's going to, no doubts about it. They're going to be a tough task, a tough ask, a tough team to play against. Join us for the preview at 9 p.m. tonight where myself and Matt go a little bit more in depth into the Norwich City team and what they can potentially offer, what happened the last time we played them, and what to expect in terms of the team lineup. Now, David Moyes talked about, before I do that, he talks, I'll do the resilience. He says, it's all down to the players because they've got a really good mentality. Hopefully it's change mentality. Keeping focus and not coming off the job. We've had a few weeks when we've been up and down, but they're getting back into a little bit of a better form. I'm looking forward to getting some players back from injury in the coming weeks and months ahead. I was really pleased with the 2 wins and the cup win against Leeds United because it's like 3 Premier League wins in a row. We'll treat our next game against Norwich the same way we've treated the other ones. And it's right, he talks about it. If you listen to his post-match press conference from the Leeds game, the key thing is the mentality, is the motivation, is the consistency, and winning 3 games, no matter what. That is what he wants to do, and that is what helps the mentality of this team, the resilience of this team, and it's right, and that's why he wants to keep that ball rolling. And then right now, you kind of do feel like the quicker they come, you're kind of a bit like, well, bring on the teams right now. This is how I feel sometimes, because we are playing reasonably well, and we are getting results over the line, so it will be an interesting one. Right, I'm going to jump into the chat again. What is it? Anton, are the headphones at the back of your head so you don't mess up your hair, or just because you've got a meat head? Well, people have said I've got a big head, mate. Well, I don't know. Does it not look silly if it sits there? I don't know. I kind of like it when it's like that. It just kind of hides it. I don't know. Anyway, Alex, how many times do they mess the clubs around fees and renegotiate terms and it collapses? Yeah, but Alex, I don't want to feel like I'm having a debate with you, but I kind of am having a little bit of a debate with you. But I feel like, we look where we are right now. I'm not saying it's the board. And you're right. Maybe we should. I don't know. I want West Ham to progress. I want West Ham to spend money. I want West Ham to strengthen in depth. But I don't want West Ham to go and sign players just for the sake of it. We've tried it with Haller. We've tried it with Anderson. We've tried it with other players. Chicharito. It doesn't work out. We have to find a system. We have to find the right players that fit within our system, and that's what we've got coming up. Harley, what's the bigger game coming up, Man United or Kidderminster? Well, he talks about Kidderminster actually, so let me bring this one up for you. He said it was a great win against Leeds United, and it got us into the next round. I have lots of memories which we'll hear about in the weeks to come. I know what the cup can do, so I'll make sure when we get round to it, we'll be as ready as we can be. We've got a few Premier League games to go before we get back up to the FA Cup game again we'll certainly respect them when it comes around. And of course, that's the news that West Ham have got Kidderminster Harriers, who we haven't played since 1994, thanks to a Lee Chapman goal. And I remember it so well. I wasn't at the game, obviously. Well, it's not obviously, but I wasn't at the game. I was a young lad, and I remember seeing the highlights, and I seen the goal the other day, and as soon as I seen the ball getting crossed in, it was a big looping cross. I can't remember if it was Martin Allen that crossed it, and I remembered it was like the most weirdest header from Lee Chapman, because it kind of like landed on his head, but he obviously put something in it, and it kind of looped up really high and over the keeper into the net, bouncing in into the net. So yeah, 1-0, but it'll be an interesting one. We don't really often recently get that low a league opposition, and obviously the cameras will be on West Ham, because the previous history of West Ham is that we've got a history of being, getting beat by the underdogs, but hopefully it is a new West Ham. So there you go. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think both are as bigger as they are. 10 million is nothing in the modern day football. But the situation, Alex, is he's still not, he's not left, and he still could be a West Ham player. We just have to wait and see. Before Moyes, we would have gladly chucked 10 million to get Lingard in, but Moyes doesn't want us getting our pants pulled down anymore. He doesn't at all. Is there anything about the debt contract? Make sure you join Stel. He'll be talking about the Declan contract at 6 p.m. If Stel's in the chat, please let me know that is the time you're coming on. Oh, come on. I want all my toys now, Uncle Anton. Guys, Elliot, and Moyes never wins anything. Well, let's hope he can change that with West Ham. Right, he does finally go on to two more things. He talks about Jared Bowen, the man of the moment. Jared's improvement in the 2 years he's been here has been brilliant. Some players from the lower leagues take time. Jared started near enough right away, but has taken his game onto another level, and he needs to keep it up. I think he can do what he wants. He can play even better, but he's doing a great job for us just now, and I completely agree with the sentiment. He is a fantastic find, a great player. He's never really put a foot wrong. I think there was only ever one doubt, which was his final third. But he's still, year on year, is progressing really well under David Moyes and at West Ham. And he's a fantastic player. And people are calling for him for an England call-up, and rightly so. He completely deserves it. I seen was it Match of the Day 2? Was it Leon Osman was saying, or someone else? Steve Warnock was saying that, they've got a lot of choices in the midfield at England, and he's going to struggle to find his way in. I don't agree with him, to be honest, because I think Jared Bowen's up there. Year on year, he gets better every single time. And Moyes has consistently said that Bowen is one of those players that can play every day. Like, exaggeration, but play 90 minutes nearly every day, so there's no issues with his fitness levels at all. Right, let me jump back into the comments before I go into the last one as well. Alex Chapman, what's the point in Kretinsky if we're not spending money? I tell you what, I mean, I'm not going to keep going into this with you, Alex. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I do have a press conference to go through. But maybe jump on to Stel's show at 6 o'clock, because I think there'll be a lot more transfer talk as well. So we can see. I was mad when Freddie shot instead of laying it off to two open players. Do you know what? I looked back at that again, and I actually seen that there was a third player. I'm trying to remember who the third player was. It was Bowen, Antonio, and I think it was maybe Deckers. I think Declan was behind him, and he just didn't lay it off to him. And do you know what? If that goal had gone in, it would have been a great goal. But yeah, it was a bit frustrating. I like Fredericks. Hope he comes good, and I agree with you. I think as well. Fredericks has something, but he's just had no luck with injuries. Diop, I really don't know anymore. I think Diop struggles alongside Masuaku, and I think he just needs to run a games with someone who he feels really competent beside, to be honest. Chris will back on the bench tomorrow. Keep an eye on the preview. We'll talk about that. Jared needs a new contract, 100% no smoke without fire. Well, the club have signed some players on contracts, but haven't announced it yet, so I wonder who that would be. I couldn't disagree more. He's statistically the best manager you had after Fergie. When would you be now if you'd have kept the faith? Absolutely. Bowen's on fire, and David Moyes is the Messiah. Oh, watching. We finished in European spot, qualified for last stages of Europe, sit fifth and still building. Afternoon, Anton. Good to see you, the Hazari. Bowen, Vlasic, Lanzini all finding the net. We don't need anyone in midfield. It looks like he's going to go for that kind of route, though, of a kind of false nine rather than signing the number 9 if there's no one out there that fits the system that he wants. Bowen deserves to start for England. Excellent player. Mandy G, we got relegated after Pellegrini left us in the bottom 3 with tough games to come if Moyes had refused to return. You are right. Mark Alexander, Kretinsky, clear our debts. Maybe, geez, someone got out the wrong by side of bed. I think he was brought in to clear a lot of the debts. That's what the kind of rumour was. was to clear a lot of the debts in the background, and there was going to be some investment, but not a huge amount of investment. So just watch Benny in the cup, and he nearly scored, had 2 shots in 10 minutes he played. Matt's saying no point chucking money for the sake of it. Look at the numbers. Newcastle are being quoted. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Sort war. Fredericks looked up and said, he actually, when he took the shot, he actually looked up and he went, "What?" I was like, "Are you joking me? You didn't see that?" To keep Bowen and Rice, we need to invest. When we don't and fall down the league standards, Rice and Bowen look to leave. David Martin, 15-year contract, most likely. He looked up. He said, "Yeah, he did," with a confused face. I wonder what he was saying when we review the game. Absolutely. Right, the last point I want to talk about, which is a sad but good point, and it's Moyes was talking about Isla Caton's charity single. So if anyone hasn't seen it, it's Governor B. Governor B is a West Ham fan who's done a rap single around the current West Ham team, and he has donated every single penny to the Isla Caton charity. So it's brilliant. It's a young girl who struggled, and the club have done everything they can to try and help. It's really good that the supporters have come in and found a way to raise funds. I'm really pleased. If anybody's out there, you can buy the record and donate. It would go down really, really well. So Governor B, of course, is on like the likes of Apple. He's on any kind of streaming process, and the single is called Massive. It's a great single. It's like 1 minute long, and all the money, all the donations go to Isla Caton. Of course, the young girl who's got neuroblasphema, and unfortunately it's not got the greatest of news, so we're just trying to give her as many of the best memories as we possibly can. So please click that link and go and check it out. It's massive amount of respect. And what's interesting is we may have Governor B coming on the channel next week, so keep an eye on the channel next week. We'll be talking to him about his life, his West Ham fan base, the reason why he's a West Ham fan. We'll be talking about the single Massive. So please go and check it out. But he should be joining us next week, so keep an eye on that. Number 1 in iTunes, I think it absolutely is. Absolutely. Now I'm just going to jump through some of the comments, and we'll see what everyone else is saying, and then I will shut down the show for today. Oh, here comes my daughter, so I will need to go as well. Didn't want to get most of the debt down since he came in. Fredericks won the ball, and he made the chance. I'm not better. The debt these clowns put us in. Oh, come on, Alex. To be fair, Newcastle have blank check. They can pay anything. It would make my year if Dick signed a longer contract. James Bong just had one of it. Not the best calendar year in my entire history, yet some are still moaning. They can have anything, sometimes in your detriment. It's probably better doing what we're doing, being quiet and coy with money rather than throwing it at everyone's face. Moyes won't break the wage structure at West Ham United unless the player is world class or he's played consistently at a high level for a few seasons to earn the right. Newcastle want Chris Wood, but Burnley not going to sell to the relegation battles. Absolutely. Anyway, like I said, go and check out Governor B's single on iTunes or Amazon or whatever music streaming source you go to. It's called Massive. Go and check it out. He will be on the show next week, so come and check us out. If you are new around here, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification there. That will then notify you when a show comes up. Go and check out Stell's show, 6 p.m. The West Ham Weekly, 24 hours late, will be on at 6 p.m. today. And at 9 p.m. tonight, myself and Matt will be previewing the Norwich City game. I much appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much for giving us all the support. And I really do hope you have enjoyed the show and enjoy our shows on a regular occurrence. So I am going to love yous and leave yous by saying thank you to all our current members. If you are interested in becoming a member, you can go and click the join option as well. Take it easy, be safe, and see you at 6 o'clock for Stell's West Ham Weekly. Come on, you irons.
like a family tree.